Welcome in, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'll be on screen in a second. We just had to get some stuff prepared. We had some, specifically some traffic we had to get through. So, thank you for those of you who are joining us. Just quick stuff out of the way, as I do all the time. Don't forget to follow us on our socials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date with all our VODs. Follow the channel if you haven't already. Please subscribe if you haven't. Consider, if you have the money for it, we really appreciate it. Don't forget to resubscribe if you Twitch Prime subscribed. If you'd like to resubscribe to us, we would love that. You just have to do it each month. It's free if you have an Amazon Prime account. Other than that, I think that's it. Follow us on our Twitter, TikTok, all of our socials, which will be up in the good old Chatteroony.
What?
I'm talking about our socials. Follow us there to keep up to date on all the content that we have. Thanks for joining us today. Like I said already, we're kind of just delving into the Hoard again, as we usually do when we don't know what we want to paint.
It's gonna be a little while before the next unpainted wave comes out, and we get those like big chonky boys that are coming out in the next one. Like zombie T-Rex is gonna be an exciting one.
That will be one that we'll probably do.
That like Earth Elemental Lord is in there, which is, I mean, you could just fit that into a night with other stuff, because that, that'd be a quick one if you get a big enough brush.
We got talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Just kidding. Not what we're doing.
We've got a chill country vibe going on right now.
Yeah. Well, I did no vocals again, but this one is just acoustic, so.
Cool. Okay.
I thought it fit all a little better. Yeah, I posted a thing inside there. I'm actually going to move this a little bit down. So I'm going to work on these barrel bogs.
Okay.
We need to move down a little bit.
No, perfect.
Shit. But yeah, we'll probably do this like Chris said until we get a new wave coming out, because it's going to be a little while. So I don't know if I'll get anything done to it specifically, but I
might be able to finish up this shambling mound. That'd be cool.
I need to find a good color for the skin, because they have like a purplish skin.
Yeah. I might start base coating my Sapphire Dragon.
Maybe I'll just do the. I love that movie. It's so cool.
Very worth the $500 that I spent to get the whole set. Peachungus.
Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate it. For those of you who don't know and haven't seen on the many Discords and all of my social media, if you don't follow me, I got engaged yesterday, so.
I like that these fur bulbs are like properly sized.
Yeah, to match with
like taller than other people.
Yeah, because they're like 7.5 to 8 feet. They're like Goliath sized.
These are like 9 feet tall.
Comparatively, yes.
Like they're big minis.
Yeah, I like it though.
Super good. Like compare that to the first pair of like Goliaths that came out that were
tiny.
Yeah. Indistinguishable from normal people.
Whoa.
All right.
Which one do I want to do?
Yeah, so my family's in town today. It's pretty cool. Go over at my sister's place, meeting,
Baby?
yeah, meeting the baby.
I haven't ever met your parents.
I mean, we don't see them too often. I mean, they're down in Ocala. This is, I think, the first time I've seen them since my sister's, well, other than me going down there for Christmas.
Yeah.
That's the first time that I remember them, coming anywhere else since my sister's wedding.
I also saw that you got your trip planned out.
Yeah, because I'm getting paid this week, but I still have a whole bunch of money in my bank account, so I decided rather than putting it off anymore, I was just going to go ahead and make all my reservations to just get them taken care of. So, round trip plane tickets, my car rental is reserved, although technically I have to pay for it when I get there, but that's not going to matter. I got kind of frustrated because I did the reservation through the airline first, and the price they quoted on the page was pretty much like 20 cents cheaper than if I got all the discounts on the actual like rental company's page itself, because it was Avis.
Okay.
And it's like $60 a day roughly for the 3 days. And with all the fees and everything, like it comes out to like $240. Basically like an extra day's worth. And for whatever reason, once you actually hit like the reserve now, it jumps from $236 to $274 if you're doing it on the airline website, which makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make it.
So I canceled that reservation several seconds after I made it, and then just reserved through the car company themselves.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm not playing with that shit. Like,
yeah. It is unfortunate that they do that, like charge dumb shit.
Well, it's like they seemed to have accounted for all of the fees already, including getting whatever, however real those discounts are, or just to make you feel better. Like, as long as you click the button, you feel like you're getting a better deal. But like, yeah, got that done. Got my Airbnb reserved. And the Airbnb is only like a block from where I used to live up there.
That's pretty dope.
Mm-hmm. It's like a little boutique hotel.
Oh, that's cool.
Which there are quite a few of up there.
Not surprising.
It was also one of the cheapest options, which was really great, especially because it's pretty much right where I wanted to be. But so we won't have to deal with people. There's, free parking. There's actually bikes provided that you can check out.
Oh, that's dope.
To use like during your stay. Yeah. Which would be stupid in a lot of other cities, but almost seems like a necessity for Madison, because navigating Madison by car, like any part of downtown, you're gonna have a bad time.
Well, you would know. You'd live there.
Yeah, well, like, car's not terrible, it's just that, you're having to navigate like a bunch of one-way streets and all this other stuff, whereas going on bike, like, you're set. But I'm very excited. The last thing I'll really have to do is put in my leave with my job, which I'll do tomorrow.
Hello! Thanks for joining us, you guys. We're talking about planned trips and other...
Plant trips.
Yeah, plant trips.
Trippy plants. Just looking around the sky and making sure I don't miss any obvious extra, like, mushrooms and things.
Mushrooms. Oh, man.
Last night was a fun time during Dungeon Brawl.
Yeah.
We did a little heist, which apparently was a heist that Shane already had like canonized in one of his game worlds, but we got to like play it out, which I knew nothing about because that was from a time before I was playing with Shane, so I didn't really have anything to do with it. But I made a illusion wizard.
Oh yeah.
Who, when I say illusion wizard, I only had illusion spells, except for I think shock and grasp, which I never used. But I had a lot of fun. I think I actually had a pretty big impact on how the night went because I was also a changeling.
Oh.
So between disguise self and changeling, changing your ability, changing your face, like I was able to do a whole bunch.
And you were probably really helpful in the heist.
What was funny is we almost didn't have a rogue. Because like everyone had already built stuff. Dee Dee had messaged me and we were like, because I was the last person to build my character. And Dee Dee was like, we don't have a rogue yet, please build a rogue. And I was like, I'm already halfway through building a really shitty illusion wizard. And then Kelly ended up switching to a rogue.
That's one of my favorite things about Dungeon Brawl is being able to play like the dumb characters that you want to play.
Do you want to guess what the worst stats were that I had that I willingly chose from just the first set of rolls I did? I was like, I'm not rolling multiple times to try to get like good stats. I literally went with the first set I rolled. Because it was like 14, 14, 16, 13, 8, 6.
I'm gonna guess strength.
And
Wisdom.
Strength and dex.
Oh.
So I had a 9 armor class. Luckily, we didn't end up in combat. Shane had said afterwards, he's like, yeah, there was a twig blight there, and it has a +9 to hit. So, like, basically... Yeah, I know. Well, yeah. He might have had to, like, do some adjustments to it. But, literally, if I had fought that twig blight, if it got within melee range of me to do attacks, I would have died.
What level were you? You guys were low level,
5.
right?
Yeah, I had Blur as a prepared spell. But that would have required me getting high enough initiative to at least be able to go before it.
Yeah. Well, if you had an armor class of 9, wouldn't that have meant you would have gotten hit even though it was a +9 instead of a 1?
Exactly. Only a natural 1, but then disadvantage from Blur would have, potentially helped a little bit.
Yeah.
But only
slightly.
Yeah. And yeah. So I'm really glad we didn't end up in combat. But I also, whatever, it's a one-shot character. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it was a good time.
Sounds like it. I was exhausted yesterday. I did not.
I feel that. What did you guys do yesterday?
Oh, a lot. We went out. We hung out with some friends. Went to the flea market. We got some plants that I planted in the backyard a couple times. And hopefully we'll get a harvest before we move.
Yeah, hopefully.
We went to the Greenway and had like a cute where I proposed. It was just a very intensely, emotionally draining day in like the best way possible, but
yeah,
still draining.
That's super fun. Are you going full on Caduceus Clay?
Well, no. I just like the pink hair. Like the one that it had, the hair color that it has in the picture of it is like red. But
Yeah, that's a nice holdover from like older edition versions of Furbolgs where they are literally just the giant kin of the forest. like forest giants essentially, and they always have bright red hair.
I just have to be careful. Some of these details get a little blurred because they always put like the worst pieces together. Where they're like, yeah, we're gonna give them like a fur outfit, but we're gonna put the hair right where the fur is. We're also gonna give them braids, so it's impossible for you to tell where the fur starts and where the hair ends.
Yep, you gotta guess.
I just have to fucking do my best. I'm extremely meticulous.
Why am I using this tiny brush for bigger areas now? I'm being silly.
Always very meticulous when I do. Not the best thing. You have a pink con.
Yes, I do now.
I'll probably put something. It is very thing. This top part. I always start with the first part.
Yeah, other than getting ready for the Wisconsin trip, I'm preparing for the other change in weather for more Florida stuff, where I actually went and got like new like summer type clothes, like
But yeah,
prepping for an eventual beach day.
better.
Well, just like once it gets a little warmer. Because, you know, starting next week, we'll be able to be vaccinated.
Yeah, well, we already got our first vaccine.
Yeah.
We're getting our
We were...
15th.
Yeah. We were going to try to go yesterday, which was pretty much the same day that, you know, the announcement came out that, like, everybody gets it next week as long as you're over 18. And I was looking around, and I actually don't have my insurance card right now. So I have to order one.
It didn't require us to have insurance. It literally just like... I had it available just in case, but when we got there, they didn't even ask for it.
Oh, nice. That's good. Yeah, just in case, I was like, I want to make sure that I have it on me. So I'm not trying to drop money on this shit in the case where that's what gets played. It's like, oh, you better fuck with insurance. Like, fuck you. Yeah, we'll be able to. We'll very likely be able to have both our 2 weeks one both before we make our trip.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Well, the beauty of it was when we signed up for our first one, they made us sign up for our second one.
Yeah.
So there was no. There was no worrying about whether or not we were going to be at the second one. It's just like, hey, you got the first one? Cool.
Yeah, it's like you kind of have to at this point. Yeah, so with this guy, I'm sort of just picking things that look like they might be branches as opposed to vines.
And painting them brown.
Yeah, sort of just going for it. Like, just like how you're talking about with the fur and the hair, it's like there's really not much delineation. Definitely not with this either. Like, I think I'm looking for the ones that have the most, like, deep brown, like, root-like texture as opposed to viney texture. And this is actually like the third time I've tried to paint this guy. I've stripped him multiple times because
Yeah, I've seen him in the lineup of. I think it's the same with this guy. It's been really nice though. I've been like on my free time, I'll look at just new Twitch channels and stuff and see what's going on.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people getting into mini, and I'm so excited about that.
a lot of people
Like just people who started playing D&D recently, who are
Nice.
like getting into it, and they're just getting into mini painting also.
Yeah.
And that's really fun to see, because not everyone paints their own minis. Not everyone has the money to just buy the minis that they want.
Yeah.
So I just think it's one. I mean, obviously we've been doing this for a while, but two, I just think it's a great like. I think the mini painting community, ironically, is a really like fun community to be a part of. Just seeing like all the other people who do their stuff, like not even just Rob Smith, but like look at his name. It's like Michael of Mordor or something.
No idea who that is.
There's a few people who do them specifically like on YouTube, but there are quite a few people who do them on Twitch, and I'll see them every once in a while, and I'll pop in and I'll just be like, "Hey, you're doing a great job." But it's also fun to like compare to see how other people paint the specific minis. Like I saw someone last night or the other night painting the Silver Dragon, and it was just being able to see that comparatively to how I did it was a really cool. I won't say case study because it's not like they were doing it wrong.
No, it's comparison.
Yeah, there's no real wrong way to paint a mini. You can paint it however you want. But being able to see that, that stage of like, hey, I'm gonna use this color now, and use this color now, was just really cool because, it really gives you insight into people's minds on how they want to paint. It's just, it's cool. Okay. Very excited. Moving forward, once we get this onto its good schedule on Sunday, I want to bring some people in to paint with us because I think that'll be fun. I know a few people have offered and wanted to be a part of it, so.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm excited to have more people here, because it's always adding that extra level of like engagement for us.
Yeah, being able to talk to someone about what's going on with their life, so
even just having Hunter in here.
Yeah. Well, she said that she wanted to be a part of it, so
giving us the nonsense.
We can actually talk about something besides college life for once.
Well, speaking of life that isn't college, me and Kimmy are still looking to find our place to rent for this year, and there's a couple places that have actually popped up really close to my sister's house, like a road away. So we've been trying to watch those, because the thing with them is that they're available like now.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
So we're trying to keep an eye out for some place that's open closer to when our lease ends, that won't get like picked up as easily, or picked up before we can do anything with it at least.
What's up?
So I just got a notification. It's just 20 minutes. That
Ooh.
will ironically also be meant.
Oh, great.
So love that for us. If you're hungry, I'm making picadillo.
Hell yeah. I mean, I just ate pizza, but at like 2:30. But we'll see how we are closer to in the stream.
Furbold.
Uh-huh.
It's what Caduceus is.
Okay.
The
What are you
cow
painting?
person.
I
What?
know who that is. What are you painting?
A shambling mound. It's essentially a giant.
It's a mound that
I
shines.
got
It's
yours.
a giant
Shambling
plant.
mound, right?
Yeah, it's essentially a giant plant. That like
I got it.
isn't sentient, but like it's just a.
Would you say that did we ever decide that if those villains in that one scene of the book series were shambling? Maybe?
Which one?
The plant mudmen in like the second book?
I don't remember. No, I thought we said that those were blights.
Is that what we just
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah, this one at least is sort of humanoid in its sculpt, but shambling mounds literally can just be like a giant like amoeba of plants. The one thing that I remember about them that is distinct is that they are like immune to lightning damage.
Yeah, they actually get healed by it.
Yeah. Which not a lot of monsters have, is like the ability to get healed by certain types of damage.
Yeah. Most golems do, but
So it's sort of like a plant golem.
Yeah, I love you.
I love it. Running shambling mounds are fun to run. I love you.
I threw a shambling mound at the Sun Point 7 party
What do you
really early on.
Well, I want both. Betting myself.
The one thing that I remember about that fight, it was at like a port village pretty early on in the game, and the party had this like goblin like sidekick who they had picked up from some earlier adventure, and I think his name was Keith or something. And during the course of the fight, because this was like maybe the 4th or 5th session in, and they were like level 2 or 3 at this point, like something real fucking stupid low. They had no business fighting a shambling mound. But there was also 7 of them, you know?
Yeah.
So I wasn't really going easy in terms of like what I was able to throw at them. But all I distinctly remember, and I know the party remembers it too, is that Keith died by getting swatted away by the shambling mound and just slamming through the side of a building. And like, that was it. That was the end of the goblin named Keith.
The fun characters who have the weirdest backstories and origin endings. You know, like Spurt.
Literally, it's just an NPC. Like, it was so early on that like I don't think that goblin even really had any backstory. It's just that the party had come up against a group of goblins and like defeated them in their lair, and one of the party members is a goblin, and they use that as like an excuse to
we'll be its
rule
friends.
over, well, sort of like, because you know one of the basics of goblin society is they have that hierarchy.
Yep.
Right, there's always got to be a goblin boss, even if there aren't any like bigger goblinoids. And so that's what the party member did, is he basically took over that goblin boss role. And I think the only remaining goblin left at that time in the group that they fought was Keith. I'm also now remembering that they were like wrestling goblins. They like to like grapple and suplex people. And I think that's why Keith ended up getting into melee with the shambling mound, is because his skills were grappling based. Which, like, he's a small creature. It's either a large or a huge creature. He had no way of fucking grappling it.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I think it's actually a huge plant. Correctly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's huge. This mini obviously is not huge sized, but I'm pretty sure the actual stat block has huge. Somebody in the comments, tell me what the size of a shambling mound is.
Halfling bar got sucked into it and spat back out like it was a movie.
Oh my god.
What a good projectile, like a ranged attack. It's like,
Keep your small size party members away from shambling mounds. That's the lesson we're learning here. it's very interesting to like explore this mini because I'm finding one part that seems branch-like, and then I have to sort of follow it around and find where it goes.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, I guess this is a branch too. Didn't realize that, but it is.
Thanks for that posture check, Bretzel. I always forget when I'm sitting down like this. That's why I go to the chiropractor. That's something else I did. I went to the chiropractor for the week.
Oh, like first time ever?
Yeah.
Oh man, which one did you go to?
University Medical Health.
Mm-hmm.
It's like literally right around the corner. And they took the insurance that I'm under, so.
The one that I was going to, which I probably won't be able to go to anymore since I have different insurance now, but was one of the ones right by TMH. Whitman, I think it was. But
yeah, that was actually their Whitfield, was it?
Whitfield, Whitman, something like that.
Yeah, that was
little
one,
blue building that's like right next to the Walgreens.
Yeah, that was one I was recommended, but they didn't take my insurance, and I wasn't about to pay some crazy amount of money.
It actually, even without insurance, it's super cheap at that one.
It cost me $45 to go there. It was a very weird experience.
That's what it would have been. I think that's what it would have been without insurance over at Whitfield.
Yeah.
Or Whitman. And then you can also sign up for like a membership where like for the rest of that year, all of your adjustments are only like $5. Or at least that's what they were doing back when I was going. So like I paid more up front, but the rest of the times I went was like super cheap.
Super cheap, yeah.
Yeah.
It was such a weird experience because I've never been before.
Yeah.
And it was so quick. Like, he was like, hey, how you doing? Up, let's get the... okay, great seeing you. All right, see you next week. I was like, what?
Yeah, it can take longer if you do all the, like, extra bullshit that they want you to do. That's, like, the proprietary whatever, like, cryo whatever, and shocking stuff, which I never really cared for. I just want to be snapped like a glow stick and to be on my way.
Yeah, they did put me on a really powerful TENS unit for a bit, which was nice. But...
Is that the electric one?
Yeah, that's the shock therapy.
Yeah, I didn't really care for that.
Shock treatment.
Like, it was cool, but it didn't really do anything. But yeah, man, chiropractor is the best shit.
Oh, good old stretch. Thanks, Rob and or Billy, whoever is controlling it right now. Oh. I'm going to the gym later tonight. So.
I don't know if you saw that I posted in Discord. I got this really cool fucking Goosebump shirt from...
Oh, I did, yeah.
Yeah, I actually have it in my backpack because I was wearing it yesterday and I haven't been home apart from like
9
10
years.
seconds.
Oh, hi Rob, I love you.
Hello!
Also, thanks for everyone who's joining us. If you haven't already, follow the channel. Please consider subscribing if you have the money for it. We understand it's tough right now. And don't forget to resubscribe if you Twitch Prime subscribe, if you would like to. Or subscribe to your favorite YouTube or Twitch channel.
Shit out.
And socials and stuff.
You can see it better in the corner one. The Horrorland cover.
I love it.
This bit, all the green, is like glow in the dark, I'm pretty sure. At least it comes across sort of. Yeah, super cool. Got it at like Marshall's, like $7. Marshall's always has the best shirts.
That they do.
Like,
it's weird.
They're like, who the fuck actually sells these that they end up at Marshall's? But, you know.
Also, thank you to whoever sells the end of Marshall's.
Yeah. Because, like, I don't even know what company this is that makes the shirt. Like, I'm glad somebody's still making Goosebump shirts. I got, like, my Van Gogh sunflower shirt there, PlayStation shirt. I got my Dare shirt there, which, like, fucking wild. There's no date, like, printed on the label, so, you know, that shirt could be new, could be 20 years old, who knows?
Who knows? That's a good question.
Yeah. Oh man. Have you watched any of Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yeah, we're caught up actually.
Yeah, I'm 2 episodes in, so
It's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. The only thing I didn't like about it, and this is what I talked to Hunter about, some of the action scenes, while good, really kind of play down the fact that they're like superheroes.
yeah.
Like they should easily be able to take care of specific situations, but they're like struggling in some of them, and that's just like a weird thing for me. Mind you, I get it, especially for those 2 specifically, is they were literally like snapped out of existence and haven't been around for like 5 years. So.
Well, also Sam Wilson's just a dude. Like
He's a dude with an attitude.
he has some Stark tech that lets him fly, but like end of the day, he's a dude.
I do like the fact that they gave him like a real kind of like he came home and it was like, oh, our parent shit is like having issues.
Yeah, the conflicts for the characters themselves are very more relatable and down to earth than we might see in, you know, some of the other Marvel things that don't get explored as much. Like Bucky, PTSD, and trying to make
going to
amends.
therapy.
Yeah,
like,
going to therapy.
That's so cool to me. Like like this past episode, not really spoiler alert, but like the kind of real world injustices that it goes into, like not even with like the normal like Disney flair that people put on it, where it's like, ah ha ha ha, yeah, this happens, but it's just like a joke. Like the real world shit that happened in this episode, like Hunter and I sat there and we were like, oh, I was like, so it's like it's going into it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, of course, the new Captain America.
Fuck him.
Well, I mean, he's literally a villain from the comics.
Yeah, I know. I hate his character. It's
They
fucking annoying.
they really do well to make him like the worst. And yeah, I still have more like Easter egg videos to watch. To sort of get
I've only
caught
been
up on
watching
it,
the
but-
Screen Crush ones.
Yeah, typically, because there's a couple channels that I follow that are all doing like pretty much identical videos, but some of them end up getting deeper into other parts. So like New Rockstars does their bit, Think Story does a really good one that's usually all the same, and they come out at pretty much the same time.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, they're harping on they're basically just
Stealing the
the other guy. It's like they're all coming out really quickly, all at the same time. They're all always pretty much the same content. Maybe they'll theorize a little bit differently and speculate differently, but it's all usually the same.
Some people have like the massive insight of having read these comics back in the day and like understand the storyline that sits in them. And you know, they can speculate based off of the fact that they have that understanding of what's going on. And they're like, oh, this is really following along the lines of this comic book, you know, run from this date to this date, and you know, here's what I speculate is going to happen based off of that, you know.
I mean, we got a lot of Mephisto theories from WandaVision that never panned out.
Yep. Until the very end. I think it was teased, and I think a lot of people were upset by the fact that like they didn't get anything out of the end. They were like, "Oh, you didn't reveal any like big bad for like the next phase." What I do think is interesting.
Well, because it didn't take place in the next phase.
Yeah, I know.
It took place earlier.
What I do think is interesting is the fact that they're already hinting at the new Avengers.
Yeah.
With like both Wanda's kids in general, also like some of the characters that are being introduced in the Falcon and Winter Soldier series. But like it's so offhand that like a lot of people would miss it very easily if you didn't know that it was on its way in.
Yeah, for sure.
Been sitting around waiting each episode each week to see. Michelle says actively hates John Walker. He's the worst. And Rob says nothing happened in WandaVision, and that kind of deflated him. But I know, Rob, you are more of like you comic book understand.
Yeah, so does Michelle, though. Michelle,
Yeah,
constantly confounding me with how deep Michelle's knowledge of comics is. Not in a like, oh, girls can't know comics, but like I thought I knew a lot about comics, but fuck.
I know nothing about comics. I do know Michelle, yes, is also very big on comics. We have the luxury of having friends who tell us the things we need to know when we don't know them.
Like, props to y'all for knowing shit. There's so much more than I've ever known for things.
Skirt. How do I make the by proxy? How do I make the fur on the back? I think I'm gonna do. Yeah, we were talking about that, Rob. Also, Michelle, I feel you 100%.
What did Michelle say?
The truth, Michelle didn't have any friends in high school and researched random superheroes every summer.
Bruh, Michelle, did you ever have those, like, Wikipedia deep dives? Where, deep dives where you're just trying to, like, find out what you can about, like, one interesting character or storyline, and suddenly it's 3 hours later, and you're like, how the fuck did I get here? I have 18 tabs open. I didn't finish getting down any of these pages. Like,
Rob says he's got a bet with Billy that we'll see Doctor Doom. Years.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I agree with you, but Michelle says that's exactly what I do.
Yep. I used to do that a lot.
You still do that.
I mean, not as often.
How many times have I seen your computer with like 53 tabs open?
No, I limit it these days to like 6. I have a couple pin tabs that are like things that I'm working on in the background. And like if I'm reading a comic, but I don't want to lose my place, I'll leave that page pinned. But usually it's just like the same like 5 or 6, like Facebook, YouTube, Reddit, and then whatever else I'm looking at the time that'll be like shopping or Polygon. Things like that.
The Vice Guard driver said that when she got there, they didn't even ring up the order. But it wasn't.
Oh, this is all the sushi?
Yeah, baby, I took out the ones I wanted.
Okay.
All the sushi you get, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Is it all just vegetarian rolls?
It's a veggie roll and a sushi.
Nice. I had a sushirito the other day for the first time in a while. It wasn't from Fujiyama because Fujiyama isn't operating under that name anymore, I think. Or at least I couldn't get them on any delivery service. So I got some other place in town that does sushi burritos. They didn't have any of the like ones that get like the Crunchyroll treatment to like have that deep fried outer edge, which is really what I wanted. I did end up getting a good roll, or a good like burrito roll thing, but it just fell apart. Still very good, but messy as a motherfucker.
Hunter's recently, back on the comic conversation,
Mm-hmm.
Hunter's really gotten into Punchline recently.
Punchline.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Joker's new...
Yeah, new Harley
Yeah.
idea.
She's cool.
She is. And I think one of the cool things about her is that Harley has developed. Obviously, all comic books have developed over time because that's how they work. But Punchline is very much like a modern supervillain.
How so?
Like, uses social media as like a platform
to
apologize to people about like doing bad things and like stuff like that. Like, very much has like the influencer life, but is also a supervillain.
Yeah, Stormfront from The Boys.
Yeah.
From the TV show version of The Boys. I don't want people coming at me saying, fucking, we're talking about comics. Stormfront was not like that in the comic. I know. Get in the comments. You know what I learned about Brendan Lee Mulligan the other day? Is that he was on fucking Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Really?
Yeah. That's like how he got his shot to... That's how he got his money to like move from New York to LA. And how he ended up joining like UCB and all that stuff. And I found it on... And he got pretty far. He only had like 3 questions left. The question that fucked him was like, which of these 2 celebrities were alive at the same time? And it was pairs of them who seemed like really vague on their times. It's like Picasso and someone else, Pharrell and someone from the fucking 50s, J.K. Rowling and someone, and then Honey Boo Boo and someone. And he got pretty close. Like, he was almost right. But it was Pharrell, who was, like, older than he fucking seems. By the way, J.K. Rowling's, like,
Did Alyssa
50.
tell you that?
Yeah, it came up in the Discord chat.
Michelle just made a comment.
Yeah, then that's definitely where I heard it. I knew it was from someone in person. I didn't just fucking randomly read it. But I watched it. It was good. The weirdest thing about it is that his name on the thing is just Brennan Mulligan.
Oh.
Without the Lee in the middle. Yeah, it's weird.
Rob asks, what heroes in the Marvel comic universe interacted with Superman?
In the Marvel interactive Superman. Fuck. Well, we're talking interacted with. That doesn't mean like the crossover where it was like...
My guess would be Doctor Strange is one.
Man. I just read a thing about what the first like crossover was.
Damn it,
I think it was on like Actually. Speaking of college humor.
Which is a great show.
Oh, it's a Friday night like constant for me and Kimmy. It's like Actually. They always put out a new episode, even though it's a new old episode from like 2 years ago. It's still a new episode because we never paid for fucking Dropout.
Being as Rob asked the question, what about Thor? Thor would be another guess of mine.
Thor has interacted with the DC universe, but it's not Marvel's Thor. They have a regular old Norse Thor.
Thor is one. Rob, I know you well enough to know that you love Thor, so I was like, Thor's gotta be one of them.
Thor definitely seems like it. Fucking Marvel. I feel like Spider-Man would have, but like that's because he has his whole like Spider-Verse shit, and I feel like that would be one of them. Spider-Man is 2. Cool. Third one. Is that Michelle saying Wolverine and then Cap earlier? I don't know about those. Wolverine doesn't tend to...
Well,
to do much like. Number 3 is a bit of an obscure
Okay,
one.
I was gonna ask, is it like a base one, or is it one that's like not a big, well-known character? Oh, obscure. My only love for obscure things at the moment is the fact that Polka Dot Man is going to be in the new Suicide Squad movie. I'm so excited.
Literally half of the Suicide Squad movie coming out is all quote unquote obscure characters. Like, I mean, Peacemaker hasn't really showed up in any like live action stuff. Is who the fuck cares?
Silver Surfer. Oh, it's She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Interesting.
Why?
I mean, why not? But also, why? How the fuck?
I guess that makes sense. There's multiple Hulk universes.
Is there?
Yeah. That's like a whole thing. Oh, jeez. Crossover's gonna crossover. Yeah, I know. The ultimate crossover is definitely the Jimmy Timmy crossovers from the Nickelodeon universe. Just saying. There will never be anyone better.
I remember that.
Those are so good. They made like 4 of them. They were so good.
I was actually trying to keep up with like the Flash Arrow CW verse crossovers because I at least enjoyed what they did with those. Even it's like because you can watch them without knowing too much about what's going on in the particular seasons.
Yeah.
But
It just got to a point where it was a little bit too much for me to hope. Like
I did watch
keep
the
up with.
like multiple Supermans one because Tom Welling was in it, and I thought that was really nice.
The Smallville one? The
Yeah.
Smallville Superman? Yeah, I
Mhm.
remember that. I remember when that first got announced. Oh, that'll be good for a while. You're right. That is also a good one.
Ultimate crossovers One Punch.
Is the One Punch campaign that I'm a part of on the Table Tree channel.
One Punch. I wonder when that next season's coming out for One Punch.
Oh, I thought you were asking about the next season of One Punch campaign. I was like, how did you know that there was another season? I was like, I haven't really talked to a lot of people.
The
about it.
animes.
This is the most brown scaled. Like, I love the fact that they're druids because like everything can be brown, but they're the most colorful individuals. Freaking purple skin. I made it have pink hair. Everything else is just brown.
Yeah.
I haven't painted a very small man. I forgot. Difficult. I will say, we don't normally play like really chill, like cafe music, but I'm kind of vibing with it right now.
Yeah. I started playing Elder Scrolls Online this weekend.
Yeah? How's it going?
I mean, I'm jumping in very late. Like, the game's been around for like 3 or 4 years at this point.
Yeah, it's not.
And it's just like, I've had it in my Steam library for a while, and I decided to, just jump in, try it. It's cool. It's very much like a familiar Skyrim experience, but like slimmed down in some ways and expanded in a lot of other ways. So it's pretty cool.
Have you met the Lusty Argonian mate yet?
No. I do feel a little overwhelmed that, like, unlike a lot of MMOs and RPGs where like you can only visit places once you're like level able.
Yeah.
That's not the case. You can just immediately go wherever if you can find the fucking
Yeah, it's the
boat
same
to
thing
get there.
It's the same thing for regular Skyrim.
Yeah, and I mean it's appropriate, but it's also like, oh god, you start accumulating quests just by talking to every single person, and it gets to be a lot. And there is a delineation between like area story quests and like your other side quests, so you can at least know what to focus on. But it's a lot. And like looking at the MMO systems on top of like the regular Skyrim stuff, it's like, oh god, there's like collections to worry about, like with, you know, gear sets and transmogging all of your stuff to look like whatever other sets you've collected, blah blah blah, crafting that's different from the regular crafting system in a way that's sometimes frustrating. Like, very cool, but also
It was on my list to possibly get for a while, but I just picked up Phasmophobia.
yeah, I have that one.
I could play with friends because I haven't gotten a chance to yet, but it looks like fun.
One game that I want to play with friends is Boomerang Fu. That if you're a Twitch Prime member, you can get free because it's free with Prime right now. But I also have it through Humble Bundle. It's a little competitive, like top-down, like arcade game where you're little like dudes with boomerangs who have to run around and kill the other one with your boomerang. And there's little power-ups to have like multi-boomerang and extra boomerangs, fire and ice boomerangs, explosive boomerangs, be able to teleport. The one, Lupus Pink is what it's called.
Lupus.
Very fun. The only people that I've really seen acknowledging it were that Smosh played it a while ago for like one video. But it's very fun. Even just playing against the computer, like one player, is a good time. And it is split screen.
Oh.
Like even on one computer, if you have multiple controllers hooked up, where you can even share the same keyboard, like they really wanted people to be able to split screen it without actually, you know, split screening. But of course it does have online functionality as well, because it's 2021. And then I've been starting to play Hollow Knight again because I never finished. And
Rob, I've been trying to play with the people on the Discord. I know everyone's busy, so whenever we have the time, I'm down to play some spooky games. I love spooky games. Played the Alien game 3 times through.
oh yeah, I remember being over at Benny's house when that first came out.
When it first came out, and we got to watch it. I watched Benny play it, and he was like freaking out at it. And he put it on stream, didn't he?
Yeah. He broadcast it from his PS4.
Yeah. When he did that, that was a fuck ton of fun. I understand that. That's why I take, like, when I get a creative burst, I just take that whole burst and I get as much done on our Tuesday night campaign that I can, and then I'm like, alright, I'm done. Like, I already have the next few possible, depending on what you guys want to do on Tuesday, sessions planned out. Which David asked, we are playing on Tuesday, I just might have to be.
Oh, that's cool. I remember you saying that.
People from work coming in for a small trade show thing. Excited about picking us up for dinner because we're doing a great job. I know for a fact I'm going to go over the color
Mm.
because this has it as like a lighter or a more hunter green. How do you get the green on that? I guess I could do like a lighter green, a snake scale or something.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a Feywild Emerald, I think. I could do putrid slime. Tree egg green. We'll do that. Ooh. Oh.
So with this Sapphire Dragon, which is the Colvillian style Sapphire Dragon, not the regular D&D Sapphire Dragon that had that giant mini that came out for the 25th anniversary.
It's right behind you.
Yeah. So very, very different from that one on the shelf. These ones are like they are psionic, which is still similar to like the other gem dragons. But the difference in design is that rather than wings, they have like tentacles, and they have the gems growing like right out of them. So this Sapphire Dragon will have like all these giant, blue gems all over it, which trying to paint correctly with any sort of semblance of, stylistic, like cool shit will take forever. But otherwise, they generally have like a rocky sort of scaly appearance. So at least the art from this one that I'm going off of has it as gray. So rather than a blue Sapphire Dragon, he's mostly a gray Sapphire Dragon. But this is a big fucking massive hunk of resin that is very solid. I primed forever ago. Like, back when the Kickstarter for it first delivered. And I have just never bothered actually painting any of them. I have all of the others because they came in a set.
Speaking of Kickstarters, I finally got my backer survey for my tumbling table.
Nice.
Hopefully that should be too.
I just backed a couple Kickstarters. I did back the Kobold Press
The magic
Vault
one,
of Magic, yeah, with the fancy cover because
that's who you are.
yeah. I backed.
It's not a pretentious thing.
I'm a book collector.
Man. Little off topic from that, but like the Candlekeep Mysteries alternate cover.
Dude, so good.
Oh, man.
Mine has like perfect centering on the spine, which I cannot say for a lot of my other alt covers from D&D. But this one, just spot on centering.
Takes the cake too.
And it's like embossed.
Yes, the fact that they showed us it and they were like, yeah, and everyone was like, oh, this is good. And then I turned it over and there was a beholder on the back of it. I was like, oh, I'm in love with this book.
Yeah, such a good one. But yeah, what I backed a couple other Kickstarters that they end at the beginning of April, so like right after I get paid, the money for that I'll pull out. But one of them's that like encyclopedia Kickstarter, which you might have seen like advertised on Facebook. It's another like setting, but it has like 4 books in it.
Well, I saw the one that Excuse me.
Okay.
You want me to admit that you make it better than I do?
Yes.
You do.
Okay. I figured, but it's good to I love you.
Love you.
What were you saying?
The guy who worked for WoW, I think, or for Blizzard,
Mm-hmm.
that has a 5e campaign setting coming out, the Ouroboros or whatever.
No
You haven't
idea.
seen anything on it?
Nope.
It hasn't come out yet. The Kickstarter starts in the middle of April, if I recall. But it looks
I
really
typically
cool.
only find out about the ones that get advertised with like sponsored posts and that come across my view on like Reddit and stuff. Because even though I have the Kickstarter app like on my phone for when I feel like browsing, if I'm just in a retail therapy kind of mood. I usually don't actually find out about stuff through that. It's usually finding them in their sponsored posts that gets me. Because it's like, oh, okay, I've seen this thing 15 fucking times. I'm gonna at least look at it. Your marketing worked, you annoying fucks.
Well, Rob, if it makes you miss painting, we'll get you on soon so you can paint with us. Because I know you got a setup. You got some good minis too, so. I know you're a good painter because I see the work you done. I actually thought about this today, and I was like, I may spend some money on some unpainted Dwarven Forge, and we can just spend some time like actually painting terrain.
Yeah.
Because we haven't ever done that.
Terrain is so easy. I've been wanting to build some new terrain because I have all my tools for it, and what Wheeler knows is that like Wheeler uses his Dwarven Forge, but at my house I have like a whole bunch of stuff that I made myself,
Which is
very
we have some of
DIY.
it here too.
Yeah, little bits of it.
I love Dwarven. I actually just picked up some more. Between my stimmy and the extra money that I got from work, I picked some up that kind of flesh out the rest of my set. So actually, I should not.
Yeah, I also having a 3D printer, I now have access to like printing out like OpenScape style tiles and stuff that would be Dwarven Forge compatible, but
There's like dark green or green that contrast the flag bearer. That one works too. Whichever one you think.
I'm just handing you both of them.
Yeah. Well, and Rob, I understand the hangover thing. I am also not really recovering from one, but the past 2 nights, between my extremely depressive state on Friday and getting engaged yesterday, I celebrated quite a bit. Is the only word I will use. About this chunk, some of the green gets on this green here. It actually gets like vegetation growing into.
Yeah.
It's actually not looking too bad. You for the face with the purple skin, do you think I should use the purple contrast?
No.
Or should I do like
I would probably do a regular purple wash because you want it to be a little lighter. Yeah. Right there. 4th one in.
Bird Crimp Sand?
Oh, there's an actual purple. It's right here.
The violet. I think I've used this before.
Probably.
I have the shades that I Agrax, Camo Shade, ones that probably actually use.
Yeah, fuck. What else did I back? Yeah, that encyclopedia one, which basically is a whole setting that has like a couple different books in it. One's magic items, one's a bestiary, and they're ones that they've already put out, but they're including as like, you know, you can get it all as like a custom, or as like a complete set with matching covers, and it's like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, why not? I'll do that.
And it also has a bunch of other cool like mini like bonuses from stretch goals and stuff. It's like, here's some SDLs and some minis of like pigs and chickens and fucking whatever cool shit. You know, like I'm in it for the books, but I'll definitely grab all that other stuff too. The Sordain guys, Skies of Sordain, Arcane something. The guys who put out the airships.
Yeah.
They put out a second Kickstarter that's like them expanding on the rule set and like their world building, and it has more minis with it as well, or more STLs at least. And so I went all in on that because it was only like $50 or $60.
I was about to say, I've been looking for some good mini Kickstarters to back because I
think that one already finished.
I love the WizKids minis, but like you said, it's all D&D stuff, and while I love that and I'm absolutely for that, I want to do something that's a little bit different.
Yeah, it definitely gets a little samey after a while. They definitely all fall within a very specific style, and you know, you end up branching out with homebrewing and getting monsters from other sources, and you run into the issue like where we were right before we ended the stream, where like, oh, there isn't a mini for this fucking construct yet.
When that came.
Yeah.
Which was annoying.
But
That's fine.
oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Unless I don't now that I said something. We'll see.
Oh. Roulette. I'm actually kind of happy with this. I haven't done a character mini in a while. It's coming out pretty well.
Yes, against your kaleidoscope of
Colors. table ready. I'd say I got a little bit to do, but I mean, normal.
Yeah. Are you doing any color for the smoke effect thing?
Yeah, I don't know what color yet. I don't know if I'm gonna do like the green. I could do the Hex Wraith Flame. I don't know if I'm gonna do like a teal.
Well, because I think you have a couple different directions you could go with it. You could do like an all-over shade if you want it to be more like, you know, really deep. Or you could probably just lightly dry brush it with like a lighter color. Keep it more like white-ish clear.
I like the shape. Rob, I've told you I'm more than willing to start playing Magic. Just Magic the Arena, not Magic actual card game.
I don't want to collect any fucking cards.
Yeah, I don't need that vibe, that energy.
I actually started getting into Magic, and she's very excited about it. But I've had to be like, yo, sleeve your fucking cards. She wanted, because she saw that I use like an old Pokemon card like as a bookmark, and she's like, oh yeah, I'll use one of mine. Here's one of my favorite ones, and it's like a mythic like holo rare, and it's like, no, how about you put that one in the sleeve and you use this fucking token as your bookmark if you're gonna do that. Like, use one that you won't mind if it gets beat up. Don't use a good card. Not to call out Ashley for being silly with reading her cards, but it was very funny.
After stream, I'm going to the gym because to do that.
Who's asking?
Rob.
Was he
I would
asking?
love to have a
What do you
Tantry tournament. I think that'd be fun. I think I would lose first round though.
Yeah, I have Magic Arena like on my phone that I've played through the tutorial at least, but I don't actually have any like decks set up because I'm not good at deck building. Like, that requires a level of familiarity with the game.
Yeah, I feel like it's a science.
Yeah, that like I can like guess at stuff, but I've never been like familiar enough with a card pool to be like, yes, and this obscure card helps with this, but it's better than this other card that does a similar thing. And there's the trade-off of how many you have in your pool versus just having less, because I've never been good at that. Not for Yu-Gi-Oh!, not for Pokemon, not for a goddamn thing. Like,
yeah, we can set up a day though. I'd be down with that. Do you have a grass technical thing?
no. No, grass, because everybody does grass tufts
Yeah.
for their grass. You can do like the Sterling mud and then just, once it dries, paint it green.
Yeah, where's it?
It's back there somewhere.
Sterling Battle?
I don't know. That's one of them.
Sterling Battle. Oh yeah. Where's your tag? One for this.
Well, it's not so much as of a powder as the Blizzard is. There's a lot more liquid to it. Yeah, there's good movies and stuff coming out this week. Like I think Godzilla vs Kong comes out at the end of the week.
I think it comes out on Wednesday, actually.
Something like that. Sometime in the middle of the week. It's after Monday. And, you know, thank God for HBO Max because I'll be able to watch it on there. Ashley actually ended up setting me up my own HBO Max profile, specifically just because I've been watching Doctor Who and she wants to be able to track where she's watching it at versus where I'm watching it at without having to switch back and forth.
I think I gave DD access to my Disney Plus so they could watch like WandaVision and stuff. It is something we could stream in a day. I think that would be a fun idea. We would just have to get everyone on board with exactly what day we wanted to do and knowing what they're getting themselves.
Alright. We're going to take a pause from Chungus, who, even if I worked for the rest of the night, I would not finish base coding him. I think...
Big boy.
Yeah, I think my moundy boy is finished drying, so I can come back and start dry brushing him.
In this like weird off-brand Lord of the Rings themed music. We have like a teal contrast.
But yeah, I've also been watching this show, Raised by Wolves, on HBO Max.
Yeah, I've seen something.
Yeah, so it's like sci-fi series that takes place on another planet at like during colonization efforts. The Earth had basically been ruined during like a religious war, and the controlling group who basically worshipped the sun built colony ships, and we're sending people out to Kepler 22b, but this atheist hacker guy managed to hack like this crazy powerful religious group robot called a necromancer, who like just stupid powerful. Basically managed to hack one and reprogram it to be like a mother to help care for like a new generation of children, and sent that android and another android like through deep space with a bunch of frozen embryos so that they could go like faster than light travel or whatever, to get to the planet before the religious fucks did, and basically start colonizing. And then the religious people arrive in like the early episodes too, and it's the whole thing. Pretty cool.
Sounds cool.
Are you talking about Lilo and Stitch?
Raised by Wolves. Basically Lilo and Stitch, exactly. But with less Hawaii and more like alien desert planet.
That's fair. Give it to him. It's a cop. That didn't make any sense.
No.
Wow, the camera quality of you guys painting is amazing. I wonder whose camera that is. It seems like.
What?
An hour and 42.
Speaking of, we got like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We made good time on this.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on it.
Like, you're gambling now. On top.
So mushrooms.
Yeah.
I don't think of anything.
You paint on
That's a great question. That's a good try. Okay. Nope. Also dry. Nope. That's also dry. Red. Definitely dry.
Well, then no. This one's dry.
What do you think?
His music is like really sad. People who live in medieval times at a tavern just found out their buddy died. I'm not mad at it, but you're Leopold. What was he called again?
Trouble?
Leopold.
Looks really.
Is a character as a very long time.
I was banned.
Where'd you get
What's
banned?
this?
From Twitch.
I was lying. What's this big rock?
It's a sapphire dragon. So it's a different type of sapphire dragon than that one.
I imagine so.
Because it's from a different creator, so a different like lore. But basically, imagine if the gem dragons were like psionics, like really powerful psychics, and they live underground, so they didn't really need their wings, and their wings instead developed into tentacles. So you got, tentacly boy.
Fine Slayer Dragon face.
They're still good aligned. Or like neutral type aligned.
Can you hear me?
Why?
Wasn't there pink? What does Kirby's eyes look like? Remembering. Are they?
I think so.
Oh, they're like the little oval.
This is a glistening. So it dries like.
Oh,
Yeah, it has a bit of gloss to it.
that's awesome.
Oh, you're doing the shoes?
Yeah, the red is fish. Oh, wherever you go, I'm a Kirby babe. It looks so intense.
Yeah, gotta shake the.
And that's downright pornographic.
Just turn non-red nonsense.
Does anyone else get period P funeral from?
Yeah, like like during a pirate, like Black Sails, because we just rewatched a bit of Black Sails the other night.
What's that?
It's a TV show it was on Stars originally, but it's on Hulu now as well, I think. But it's basically a prequel to Treasure Island.
What's that?
Treasure Island, the classic novel about. Do you remember the movie Treasure Planet?
I can't read, so.
Probably
No, I don't actually know.
Jared, 19, never going to fucking read. But yeah, it's a prequel to Treasure Island. So in Treasure Island, they're searching for the treasure of Captain
Are you talking
Flint.
about the Disney movie?
That's Treasure Planet. But Treasure Planet is just a space version of Treasure Island. Pretty much. They have the same characters: Long John Silver, Jim Hawkins.
Get yourself a man who helps you make Kirby on your thumbnail. What mouth does he have? Is it also just like a little dot?
He has a giant mouth.
Those vines look sick now. Oh,
My way? Should have put you. Brushes.
no, that could be. Also, it's because your pink is a little thick.
Did it smell like firewood and whiskey when you walked in here?
Not really.
See, I don't remember putting
you want another coat of pink?
I feel like he's a little. He's not pigmented. Like he's pigmented, but I feel like he's a little small. I think it's this is not. Well, it's like what, acrylic paint? That was a question directed at.
It is.
You can put acrylic. You can paint over it with a punch. It works as a makeup. Might not last as long.
Making it.
No, I don't want him.
I need to put a big blob.
Extra.
So is real Kirby. Haven't you seen the?
What texture? If Kirby was a texture, what do you think?
Did you not watch the?
Kirby's Epic Yarn.
No. There's the YouTube series that Matt Key and like everyone from Geek and Sundry was a part of, where it was like a grittier version of Super Smash Brothers. I think it's called There Will Be Brawl.
No idea.
Kirby's in it, and Kirby's like this weird, like big pink puppet with like a creepy face and like a Gollum-esque voice.
Amazing.
What do you think? Oh, you can't.
What do you think Kirby would sound like?
That's what I was gonna ask, but doesn't he text as a thing?
He has a voice. He just. Yeah, he makes like Mario type noises where it's just.
No, that's like what Kirby sounds like.
Yeah.
Why don't you be like really deep?
No. It's Kirby.
Or the Allstate guy.
I can only sound like that one.
No.
What voice did I do earlier? It's like, oh wow, that was really good.
Is that today? Alright, I'm gonna restart. I need it.
Oh, don't kill him! No!
Oh, well, we have a good outline. I truly think the issue is that the pink was too thick. Can you give me a different blob of pink?
Don't trust that pink purple. You're asking the wrong person.
No, I don't
What?
mind if it was the same pink. The pink was a great
I
one.
it
I
is
just
a
need
good.
you to shake
I just
it
have
up.
to find it.
It's right there.
What? Oh, that's right.
Give him a good whirl.
Sorry.
No good.
That's a little better. The pink is just
It's just
hard.
like
I kind of just like the out.
no, I'm already pink back in.
No, it's okay. Alright, we got about 5 more minutes.
Can you like somehow dry the paintbrush enough to like get a little bit of the water off the left? Because I can go over it. So if you're shambling now, name
Jerome.
one. Why?
Because it's the first name I thought of.
That was really quick.
Yep,
Be
it
good
was.
at word association. Ready? I'm gonna say a word.
I've already picked the words, so it doesn't matter. Go
That's
for
not
it.
how that works.
Well, it is in Chris's head.
That's wrong.
It's too late because I've already chosen the words. I can't unchoose them.
Oh, then you can't play. You're ruining him. You're murdering him.
I'm not.
You're taking his color away.
I'm taking his color away so I can put color back into it.
Well, it's not dry enough for you then. Maybe I should just turn him in. Focus.
Don't. I know.
5, 4. It's just an outline. At least the outline's clear, you know?
Yeah, you can tell what that is, so. Alright, if anyone's got any last minute questions or statements, please make them. I'm going to go through my last little spiel so I don't have to do it right when we end. We are going to raid someone after this. I'm not doing that. So, if you haven't followed the channel already, please follow the channel. It is free. The thing that's not free is subscribing, which we would love for you to do if you have the opportunity to and the ability. Don't forget to resubscribe if you're Twitch Prime subscribed. It helps us out. It makes it so that we can upgrade the stream and make it as great as possible. Other than that, follow us on our socials. Specifically, if you want to keep up to date with some of the content we make sure that you follow our Twitter so you get notifications when we go live. Join our Discord and you can have conversations with us. The YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube. That's free. It doesn't cost a thing to subscribe to YouTube. But you'll get all of our VODs, which are usually up a few days after the episode has aired, I guess is what I could call it. But yeah, other than that, thanks for joining us. I will find someone to raid. Babies come from storks that fly in and drop them off in little bags.
No, babies come from when you eat watermelons. Then it gets stuck in your tummy and baby.
Sorry, I'm not the anatomy expert here. Hard times. We're gonna raid Kareem Zamir. If they'll allow it. I don't know if they're gonna. Last time we raided something at the last second, I literally accidentally raided as they were leaving. So, I think that's it for today. It is 5:58. Chris, are you?
Yeah, I'm done.
Done?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everyone who joined us today. We really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and throw the raid out there. We hope to see you. I hope to see you tomorrow on the Table Troop channel as we do our One Punch campaign. We hope to see you on Friday for the next episode of Over the Killjoy Peaks, and we've got something coming up in a couple Thursdays, so be on the lookout for more information on that. Thank you for joining us today. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you next time. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Goodbye.
Goodbye.